Over the years, I've learned the hard way that there are no simple choices in life. Since my departure, things seem to have gotten even more complicated for my friends on Wisteria Lane, as well as my newest neighbor. Indeed, making a choice between the status quo, the chance to live on the edge, or to rekindle a long-lost passion is a difficult and complicated affair. But sometimes we find ourselves with no other option than to make a choice. And we can find the very decision liberating in and of itself.
Look who's here. So glad you could finally join us. Not much. I was just strolling through the neighborhood and ran into these two. I figured the four of us could have a nice little chat. Hey, it's just like I said. I was right outside your house when I ran into my old friend here, Eric.
We're not friends, Corsetti.
We ran into each other and caught up on old times. You see, he's been watching me, but what he didn't know is that I've been watching him too. Today was supposed to be the big revelation, wasn't it, Eric? It still is, but not quite in the way you were hoping.
I think you're onto something there.
No, this is about them, not me. There are people who want you to think of me as a bad guy, someone who shouldn't be trusted under any circumstances. But they're wrong. Dead wrong. Tonight, you're gonna find out who the men in this room really are. And by the end of the evening, you're going to make a choice. You're gonna pick the man you want to spend the rest of your life with. Of course, if you decide that you want me sooner than that, I'll understand. Why don't you start out by asking a couple of questions? See what everyone here has to tell you. In case you're tempted to try anything funny, I've cut your phone line and disabled your computer. And don't be stupid and try to run off. I've got eyes in the back of my head. I've got a guy just outside keeping a close watch on the place. No one's getting in or out unless I say so. Trust me. There's a lot you don't know about the men sitting in this room. Ask them whatever you want. Given the circumstances, it's in their best interest to answer honestly.
One thing's for certain, things need to be different. I'll do whatever you want, marriage counseling, a family therapist, whatever it takes. I just don't want to lose you. I can't live without you.
Well, you could expect me to make an honest living, provide you with everything you need and some of the things you want. I'd be home every night in time for family dinner, and I'd treat you like you deserve to be treated, with respect. On a federal agent's salary, I wouldn't be able to hire anyone to take care of the housekeeping. But on the other hand, I can guarantee you I'll never hire anyone to take care of you, like Corsetti did once upon a time.
Don't pay any attention to him. He'll say whatever he thinks he needs to in order to save his sorry hide.
Vinny's the one you shouldn't listen to, Mary. He doesn't want you to remember what he did to you, because if you did, you wouldn't have anything to do with him.
All right, that's enough out of you, Larson. Zip it. It was nothing important, trust me. That's a good question. I see you haven't lost all your smarts. You'll live a life of luxury. I'll see to it that you can have everything you've ever wanted. You'll never have to cook another meal or clean a house ever again. It sounds like you've gotten some interesting information from everyone in the room. What's your next question?
If? There's an if? I'm your husband. Love, honor, and obey. Did you forget that?
Actually, there's a lot to consider, whether she knows it or not.
I'd take you down to the local police precinct and have you give a written statement about everything that happened tonight. Why do you ask?
I would take you to a little out-of-the-way French restaurant I know of that makes the best creme brulee you'll ever have. After that, we'll head back to my estate, open a bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon, and let things progress now. You've got a lot to consider right now, so I'd say we're just about finished.
No, I've come clean with you about everything. As much as Vincent doesn't want to hear it, there's nothing left to say. However, I will say that Eric over there isn't the saint he makes himself out to be. A little while ago, he barged into my office looking for God knows what. Now, I won't jump to conclusions, even though it seems everyone else here is doing just... But I will say that he spent a lot of time asking questions about you, as opposed to questions about an actual case, which doesn't seem like fitting behavior for a distinguished federal agent.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I've told you the truth from day one. Hell, I always tell the truth. It's probably my greatest flaw. The only thing I waited for was the right time to tell you the truth about Vincent, about your past, about everything. And that's also the reason why you saw me leaving the medical office. I was investigating a hunch, one that explains everything that you can't. For the past 20 years or so, you've had an acute case of retrograde amnesia. You knew something was wrong, but since your husband was kind enough to fill in all the fabricated details, you were blissfully unaware of that fact.
Come on, Larson. This is the real world, not some soap opera. Next thing you'll be telling us is that she has an evil twin.
That's the first sane thing you've said tonight, Vincent. There's no way she has amnesia. It's not medically possible. Don't lie to the woman, Eric.
Of course, neither of these guys are going to let you believe it, since you discovering the truth isn't exactly in their...
That's enough out of you. If you can't answer the questions honestly, then just keep your mouth... Me? Come on. What could I possibly know that's worth lying to you about? You know, this is exactly what Larson wants, right? I knew you'd fall into his trap. He'll do whatever it takes to get you on his side, so that he can arrest me on whatever trumped-up charges he comes up with. Larson has a whole story concocted that explains everything he wants you to believe. He says that I know you, that he knows you, and that I killed you, which of course means that I should... Really convenient how that all works out for him, isn't it? He gets the girl and the collar. It's almost too good to be true, isn't it, Larson? Yeah, that'll have to do. So now's the big decision. Now that you've heard everything, who do you want to spend the rest of your life with? Sweetie, you really should learn how to make up your mind. I don't... Hey, quit your squirt. All right, I've got something I need you to do. Go over there and tighten...
Come closer. Hey, when we were being tied up, I saw that your friend Eric had a gun hidden near his ankle. He's our best shot at getting out of this alive. Why don't you go over there and loosen his ropes? Okay, listen to me. Vincent's losing it. Do whatever you can to keep him from going completely insane. He seems to think he has a shot with you. Use that in your favor if things get hairy.
Hey, I sent you over there to...
Psst. I don't know what Vincent thinks he's doing here, but I promise you one thing. We're gonna make it out of here alive, together. I'll make sure he spends the rest of his unnatural life behind bars. He took my gun, but I have another one hidden in my sock. Loosen my ropes up a bit, and I'll see about getting us out of here.
I know for a fact that it doesn't take that long to tie a knot. Hurry it up over there. Good. You finished. Now let's just check. Why don't you head over there and double-check your mother's handiwork?
Actually, it's
Oh, really? I wonder how that happened. I'm not an idiot. It's my fault for trusting you so quickly. Doesn't matter. I've got something else for you to do anyway. We've been playing too many games. I'll admit, I had my fun with all of you tonight, but now it's time for you to take this gun and use it to rid yourself of the men sitting in this room that you never want to see or hear. And don't worry about the consequences. No matter who dies tonight, you won't take the fall. So, and I mean this literally.
Whoa, hey, hold on.
Wait a minute. At the very least, I think we all deserve the opportunity to plead our case.
He's right. It's not fair. You can't pass judgment on another person without letting them have a final word.
What's the matter? Afraid she's gonna shoot you?
I'm not going to defend myself in front of that scumbag. But if you really think I should, here it goes. I never lied to you, not for a moment. And I don't need a gun pointed at my head to tell you that. Unlike someone else in this room, I didn't pay someone to kill you. And I would never place you in this kind of situation where you're forced to kill someone close to you. It's just sick. There's really nothing else to say. I love you. I always have. You have a chance here. No one has to die.